of the most generous and hardworking people in San Angelo are our guests. And Vicki Loso and Eric Wilson, who have for a good bit of time led the D.E.S.K organization, which stands for
Donate Educational Supplies for Kids.
And it is the most unbelievable group of people who go to organizations, churches, or other organizations in our community to help people have a vehicle to help our kids have the supplies that they need for school. I've never worked in a city that was as generous as you all have been with helping kids. It's extremely expensive to get kids ready for school, just to get them a pair of shoes, a couple of new outfits, and their school supplies and any immunizations that they need. And the amount of money that you all have worked hard to raise, every penny, has been so well received by our schools. And very worthy kids. They deserve to have paper, pencil, color crayons, markers, notebooks, paste, glue. And I can't thank you enough. It has been a pleasure knowing you and watching what you have accomplished for not for yourself, but for the children and young people of this city. How long have you done this, and of all the opportunities to help in this city, was this something that won your heart?
Well, Eric started it, so we'll let him tell us.
Well, I'd been approached by many different organizations and stuff over time and stuff wanting me to be part of the, all the different clubs and stuff that's here in town.
That are worthy.
Right, and I always said, I said, when I have time, because I had my own kids to raise and still raising my kids, and I said, when I have time, I will do something that will contribute to the community. So I'd thought and looked at a lot of different projects, and I thought, what could most help the kids in San Angelo that's not already being done? And so I thought, well, why not do the D.E.S.K project and raise money where all the money comes in. We buy the school supplies for the kids, and that way you're not just doing one thing. I mean, you are doing one thing, but you're actually blanketing the whole community at one time. So it was just pretty neat. I just thought that's a huge impact for something rather than just piecemealing something together.
Well, and other individuals, particularly those of us who have already raised our children, do want to help in this regard, and you all provide a way for those of us, whether we can give $1 or more money than that, and it goes a long way. You have done this for how long, Eric and Vicki?
We started in 2004, and the first year out of the box was kind of low. I think we were planning on, was it like $15,000? I think is what we were hoping to make, and it went really well. And one of the things I forgot to mention too is when I put the partners together, is I took a group of all of our sponsors that work together, and they all fill a piece of the company. Like Vicki she's our credit union, so there's our money person. So it works out pretty good. So so that was in 2004, and we've had some kind of come on and go off, but then we've replaced them. So it's been great. I mean, we've raised almost $300,000 or a little over $300,000.
That is an amazing thing, and you don't have that many fundraisers as such.
No.
You had a silent auction recently that was so much fun, and I'm added to my pearl collection, and a rug and some other things that I felt like I couldn't live without, and it was going for my excuse was it was going for a worthy cause.
Oh, yes.
And we had so much fun bidding online. It could bid in person as well. And then what else do you do to try to raise money for this cause?
Well, we had a golf tournament. We have that each year in May, and this year we raised over $13,000 with that. Golfers are great. Once they get out there, they love to spend the money. It's fun. It gets people involved. We have men and some women play, but it gives them a chance to give back also. They love the D.E.S.K project, and Ronald McDonald usually comes out, and so they like to get to visit with Ronald. But it's a great opportunity. We do the Healthy Family Children's Fair in April. We have a dunking booth, and that doesn't earn us a ton of money, but it gets our name out there. And if it wasn't for Goodfellow Air Force Base and the volunteers that they provide us, we couldn't do a lot of this because we need people. The companies, we provide as much manpower as we can, but we don't want to be donkeys in that dunking booth.
No,
And
sometimes
so the
it's
young guys from Goodfellow
cold.
take care of things for us.
Well, the Goodfellow is so generous with helping and volunteering their young men and women. You have won my heart because you all don't have overhead, you don't have an employee.
Nope.
Everything about this is donated.
Yes.
And so every dime that a group gives goes directly back into the school supplies for children. And this year, we tried to become more organized, to cut back because of our economy, and I think we all realize your money is going to go farther because we're have a more universal list of fewer supplies. And I was very grateful to a parent who sent me a letter asking me if I realized what some schools at some grade levels were asking. And so now that we have a universal list that allows a parent, they don't have to get name brands. We limited, instead of 72 pencils, which some teachers thought would help them for the whole year, we started with a much fewer number of items. So the money that you all raise hopefully will cover for the whole year and kids' needs. Kids, parents and caregivers who want to take advantage of this, it's so easy.
Yep.
Because you all give the supplies to the schools, and then the parents can come and talk to the counselor or the social worker, the at-risk coordinator, and get what they need. It's not like, it's not an embarrassing, no one
No.
needs to know. And the counselors and the office staff at each of the schools want to give out these
Oh,
materials.
definitely.
So what else has kept you all going and excited about helping, that you haven't moved on to something else?
Well, when you sit down and you see the number of kids in San Angelo that need the help, and it seems to be rising every year, you just know that you're making such a large impact, because education is something that is for a lifetime. And then once you learn how to read, it lasts forever. Well, I don't know, sometimes I can't read, but
Those big words, Eric.
The big
Those
words.
big words.
Those that are over 4 or 5 letters.
And we're letting Vicki take care of the big numbers.
there you go. But it does, it's neat, because you can, you know that when you do get done, you know that the impact that it actually makes. I mean, and just the look and stuff on the principals' faces when you present them the checks, they know where it's going, they know what it's going to do, because we really help them out too with, there's not money coming out of their pockets now anymore, so that really helps. And that's something I don't think that really most people, at least I didn't, and probably in the administration didn't really realize, is how much money that the teachers and the principals and some of the administrators are actually paying out of pocket to help kids.
Because when a child shows up without anything to write with or on before this, and in my prior experiences, you're exactly right, that somebody at that school out of their own money went out and bought it because they couldn't stand it that child didn't have what they needed. And it's not the child's fault.
No.
And so I think the most wonderful thing is that it's an investment in a child and helps them overcome being self-conscious that they don't have that. And so I can't begin to thank you enough. I know our principals are so grateful, emotionally grateful for what you all do. So I hope and pray you continue to feel the blessing and don't quit.
We do though. It's like this next Friday is the day that we'll make the gift card presentations to the principals, and they are so appreciative, and you can tell how they feel about their students. Not only does it help the students have what they need and for them to be happy, but it keeps from disrupting the classroom, because we know the first thing any of us want to do is if something bad happens, we want to make some kind of little scene or something and get the attention off of us. So it can just make things so much more simple.
Absolutely.
And keep things on an even keel. Those kids can have nice things too. We don't have any supplies that say D.E.S.K on them. We thought at first, oh, that'll be great. We can advertise D.E.S.K. We can give the kids pencils and rulers and all that say D.E.S.K. We don't want to label them. We don't want anyone knowing where those supplies came from.
Yeah. Well, I can't thank you enough, and I hope and pray that you keep doing, or have the energy and the passion to keep doing this, because you are blessing so many young people and children's lives. Thank you, Vicki and Eric.
Thanks.
Well, there's so many other people that are, all of our sponsors, Goodfellow Air Force Base, ASU, some of the sports teams have helped us collect supplies. Churches have given us donations. We just became an umbrella for other people to be able to funnel the money in. They just wanted, I've had calls since we've been on TV from some of the churches saying, we'd like to send a check, our Sunday school would like to send a check. They just didn't know what to do with the money before, and so this has worked out as a really good umbrella, and like you said, we use all of the money buys actual supplies. We don't have any overhead. We're very fortunate.
Absolutely.
So all the overhead's paid either by me or First Community. So that helps
Dr.
out.
Pepper or Sam's,
Right.
we've got,
So they'll
it's
throw
helped
in,
us.
they'll help with the foods and drinks and stuff like that. But usually from a monetary standpoint, a lot of it, like I said, is First Community or McDonald's.
Well, thank you so much.
Thank
and
you.
bless you.
It's exciting, and you've got to come back again for our silent auction next year.
Yes.
I will be the first in line.
SAISD employees were some of our best bidders this year.
They were. That
I mean,
was
we
great.
have just done it. We made over $11,000 doing the silent auction, and it was everything from like your pearls and the rug. We had all kinds of food items, and everybody in town was so generous. They have become, when we go to ask for items now for the silent auction, they just give it to us. Used to it would be, come back and we'll have it, come back and we'll have it, come back and we'll have it. I mean, it would take us 4 and 5 trips to get them to give us anything. And now, oh, that's D.E.S.K, that's a good thing. We'll give it to you. So we've been very fortunate.
Well, they trust you all to do with it what you said you were going to do.
It's good. It's been.
This town is very giving.
This town is very generous, and people like you who give of yourselves. Thank you so much.
It's fun.
Thanks.